Athrotaxis cupressoides, cupressoides. Athrotaxis cupressoides is also known as pencil pine, despite being a species of the family Cupressaceae and not a member of the pine family. Found either as an erect shrub or as a tree, this species is endemic to Tasmania, Australia. Trees can live for upwards of 1,000 years, sustaining a very slow growth rate of approximately 12 mm in diameter per year. As with all species in the Athrotaxis genus, A. cupressoides leaves are single-veined and arranged in spirals. Unique to A. cupressoides, the leaves are tuminous 3 long/wide, overlapping and closely compressed stem. This results in a scale-like appearance. Two forms of woody cones act as the gametophyte structures, which mature approximately 6 months after pollination and are typically retained on the tree for up to 1 year. The female cones are spherical with pointed bract scales 12–15 mm in diameter. The male cones are much smaller, 3–5 mm in diameter. The common name pencil pine is based on it being an evergreen conical-shaped tree which grows up to 20 mm, with trunks up to 1.5 mm in diameter. This shape is most prominent when found in subalpine or open alpine vegetation, however it can also occur as a rainforest tree. Bark is light brown and fibrous, becoming more furrowed with age. The name Athrotaxis is derived from the Greek words athros meaning crowded and taxis meaning arrangement. The species name cupressoides in Greek means resembling cypress. Distribution and habitat. Athrotaxis cupressoides is an endemic native to Tasmania, Australia. Its distribution is primarily in the central and western mountain areas between 700 and 1,300 m above sea level, often around tarns or damp depressions on peaty or wet rocky soils. Locations at which you may observe A. cupressoides include the Central Plateau, the Great Western Tier (Empty Field National Park), the westward mountains such as Cradle Mountain, and scattered on the south of the island. Typically, Athrotaxis cupressoides are found in subalpine or open alpine vegetation. When found in montane rainforests, also known as cool temperate rainforests, A. cupressoides dominates. These environments are typically composed of a canopy containing Athrotaxis cupressoides and Athrotaxis seligenoides kingbilly pine, an understory containing Nothofagus cunninghamii myrtle beech and Phylocladus aspleniifolius celery top pine, a shrub layer containing Olearia pinifolius prickly daisybush and riccia species, and a ground. In regions where both A. cupressoides and A. seligenoides grow, a third hybrid species can occasionally be found. These two species are so closely related they form the hybrid Athrotaxis x laxifolia. Threats. Athrotaxis cupressoides is a highly fire-sensitive species. Hence the oldest and most vigorous populations are located in damp regions. Major fires at the walls of Jerusalem National Park and the Central Plateau Conservation Area during the summer of 1960–1961, and again in 2016, severely affected and reduced the population. The species' poor adaptation to fire and the added stress of regeneration being hampered by grazing animals makes recovery from these incidents difficult. Animals such as sheep, rabbits, and native marsupials have been observed to eat the seedlings, suckers, and adult foliage, leaving significant impact on the plants. Loss of A. cupressoides populations is largely irreversible given the relatively high fuel loads of post-fire vegetation communities that are dominated by resprouting shrubs. A. cupressoides is expected to contract to only the most fire-proof landscapes, given the regeneration failures and increased flammability together with an expected drier and warmer climate. Signs of dieback have also been associated with disease caused by an introduced strain of Phytophthora. Taxonomy. Athrotaxis cupressoides was previously under the family Taxonomy, which has now been merged with Cupressaceae. Uses and cultivation. Athrotaxis cupressoides currently has no recorded uses. The trunks are gnarled and unsuitable for uses as timber. The species is, however, occasionally grown and sold as an ornamental. References equals